Hello and welcome to Today in the News on Vanguard Live. I am Precious Chukudi. We begin with the front pages of the papers this morning, starting off with Vanguard, leading with BVAS. INEC shifts guber assembly post to March 18, and the writer says needs 5 days to reconfigure 176,606 BVAS machines. Confusion heralds postponement. On page 11, we have My Life Now in Grave Danger. Abia Red cries out. Workers' welfare, Labour, Imo government flex muscles. And we can see a photo story showing Peter Obi others in court. On page 9, Buhari to Nigerians in diaspora. Federal government in place credible polls. Fix BVAS glitches before governorship assembly polls. NBA tells INEC. Court okays INEC's request to reconfigure BVAS. The rider says declines to vary order allowing Obi article to inspect electoral materials. Grants Tinubu access to electoral materials to prepare his defense. INEC can't be trusted. Oshutokun DG Obidati PCC. Atiku Okowa legal team meet to appeal court's ruling. Atiku assembles 19 sons to challenge presidential polls. Our stories above, we have open banking. CBN issues a guideline for customer data sharing. And that's how we can take on the Vanguard newspaper. Let's take a look at The Guardian. The Guardian is leading with court orders BVAS reset as INEC shifts a guber post to March 18. Rider says INEC BVAS reconfiguration transport logistics forced shift by 1 week. Appeal court grants Tinubu access to inspect BVAS for defense. Atiku Obi's request to inspect election materials still in force. Atiku inaugurates a legal team. Lawyers weigh in on reconfiguration verdict. Lagos court orders the INEC to upload results to IREV. NBA task INEC to fix BVAS glitches before Saturday. Afenifere INEC illegally declared Tinubu as president-elect Obi-Wan. Stories above. Deployment of ICT director not reason for BVAS technical hitch, INEC claims. On IWD, on yes, that's International Women's Day. Canadian envoy says Nigeria facing serious SGBV crisis. My son Gbadebo, not Igbo, no link with IPOP, says Roots Vival. You can see that on page 5. 97% of firms in Nigeria orders to experience tech skill challenge in 2023. Stories below. We are in APC, but we vote PDP in Nasarawa Guba poll. What kidney day? 45,000 Nigerians die yearly due to kidney failure. All right, let's take a look at the Nation newspaper. The Nation is leading with the INEC shifts governorship assembly polls by 1 week. The writer says court declines Obi's request to stop agency from resetting BVAS. There's a quote that says the ruling of the tribunal makes it possible for the commission to commence the preparation of BVAS. It has come far too late for the configuration to be concluded. And also, stories above, we have Umahi, why Lagosians should vote Sonwolu. President-elect inaugurates legal team, defend my mandate. Tinubu hails the Marshall's peak as G24 director. Don't truncate power transition, NSCIA warns. And of course, lastly, on front page of the Nation, we have old notes. Emefiele in contempt for not directing banks. All right, let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. The Punch is leading with INEC shifts governorship assembly polls by 1 week. Commission says despite ruling 176,000 machines can't be reconfigured before Saturday. Election materials distribution disrupted in Delta Oshun, Bayelsa, Cross River, others. We can see a photo story showing Sonwolu orders probe as Buhari sympathizes with market fire victims. And on page 4, Niger terrorists kill 5 villagers, abduct 53. Dogua left out as rep-elect gets certificates of return. Stories above. Naira Buhari can be prosecuted after May 29, says San. Companies consumer taxes rise 42%, and that's coming from NBS. Long few queues ground Abuja, neighboring states, and lastly on the front page of the Punch newspaper, National Assembly female membership drops as 11 lose re-election. And that's what we can take on the front pages of the papers this morning. Join us after the break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, still today in the news on Vanguard Live, I am Precious Chukudi. Joining me to talk about some of the stories on the front pages of the papers this morning is Mr. Oludare Mayowa. He's the publisher of Global Financial Digest. It's good to have you join me this morning.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
All right, of course, we've been having conversations on INEC, the elections, and of course, the machine that was deployed, BVAS. And as it stands now, due to its inability to commence the reconfiguration of the machine, BVAS, INEC has, moved the governorship and state assembly election to March 18. What are your thoughts on this?
Thank you very much. I think the postponement of the election by 1 week is, to me, they probably have done 2 weeks really, because it is very necessary. It's obvious that INEC may not be able to deliver a efficient and effective election on in the previous election as the president election. And equally based on the cases in court that compelling the INEC to not to actually tamper with the BVAS, so that people can, the opposition, those who are challenging the result of the election, can expect. People are in doubt that if INEC reconfigure the BVAS, it might tamper with the internal structure or dictates within that app. So for me, it's in order really.
Mm-hmm. All right, INEC promised us that they have the accreditation of the BVAS, the accreditation data, at the back end, server and all of that. But I mean, we've seen how INEC has told us so many things, especially, leading to the presidential election. Can we still trust what they're saying as regards them telling us that these things cannot be tampered with?
Yes, INEC had to end our trust going forward. Because like I'll discuss somewhere, INEC has led us on during the president and parliamentary election, national assembly election 2 weeks ago. We believe the word of the chairman that said the result will be uploaded online real time. After the election, that not come true, and we have seen so many lapses here and there. And we have had news of how the director of the IT in the INEC was transferred to a particular state as the administrative secretary. Few months to the election, people need to wondering why should that sensitive decision be taken at the eve of an election. So we have had so many stories around the INEC performance, and so for me, going forward, I have to end our trust by what they do and the performance and the result of their actions. We just decide whether we're going to trust them again or not. For me, that's number one. Number two, the issue of action with the people, on the back end, cannot be trusted really, because when you look at it, ordinarily we expect to help this thing to be uploaded right from the polling booth. Between the polling booth and the world and the state and the national, a lot of things would have happened. So the same thing that would have happened to the so-called accreditation non-figures in the people. So Nigerians are right to question INEC integrity based on their previous performance.
Mm-hmm. Now, also, one of the things that we also learned was that the reason why INEC also had to, postpone the governorship and state assembly election this Saturday was because some of their ad hoc staffs were afraid to come out conduct the election due to insecurity during the presidential polls. We've had many, even on the day when the ballot was collated and the scores was being read out to Nigerians. Some of them were saying they're alleging threats to life. How do you think that? How should the commission ensure safety for the ad hoc staffs?
Unfortunately, the INEC cannot ensure safety for anybody because they are not in charge of the security. It's only the federal government who has the power over the security apparatus in this country, who can guarantee safety of voters. during the election. INEC does not have the capacity to do that. And we have seen that happen because, number one, our security agency are grossly inadequate to protect the election and protect people during the election and the territory. Secondly, our security agents are partisan too. Don't forget the VIPs, the governors, the politicians, they have security apparatus watching over them. And these are people they will use, some of them they will use to conduct the election that they are interested, they are party to. So our security people have been compromised in such a way that even when they see this attack on the electorate, on the polling unit, they will look away. And where I monitored during the last election, there are little presence of military or police around those places. Even when there was crisis, they were trying to call the army. The army was saying, no, they are not allowed to come near the polling unit. Yeah, they are talking about 300 meters to the polling unit. Then they are nowhere to be found. So if there's any crisis the next election, the security people are not available to defend the people. So definitely there will be fear. Both the officials, both the corpers. If I have children serving in the NYC and participating in the election, I will ask them to stay back, regardless of whatever they have committed previously, because of the fear of insecurity. So people are right, really. And like I said, the federal government, the president had to really put his foot down. And if you want to really leave a legacy behind, to say, no, we are providing maximum security, we are put there. Otherwise, the law will not turn up on the next election.
Yeah. One of the things that INEC really did mention was that one of the challenges we experienced for the BVAS was technical glitches. And the Nigerian Bar Association has come out to say that INEC should fix all the bugs or glitches before the March 18th election. And they've also told them that they should exclude their collation and returning officers with proven cases of misconduct. How do you suggest that the commission should actually handle this?
I think the commission is in a dilemma, really, and they straight because they are like in between the deep blue sea and the devil in a way. Don't forget that the politicians they are capable of any mischief. They are capable of compromising anybody. I've said it on this program previously that the politician can compromise the dead. They can even compromise the devil if they have the capacity to, as long as their personal interest is concerned, they are ready to do anything. So the chairman or the leadership of INEC don't have control over those people, over the emotion, over the sentiment, over the desire of those people. If, for example, the project approach somebody and give them some when they have not seen their life, they would be ready to compromise it. So in this realm, it is very difficult to conduct a free and fair election because of poverty of mind. All I've been reading on the social media in the last couple of weeks because of the election in Lagos State has demonstrated to me that poverty has major role to play in this election. People are hungry and they are ready to collect any money to look at the other side of the road. So it's going to be very complicated for what to expect a free and fair election in this kind of circumstances, really.
Mm. What are the major challenges that you think should actually be addressed for future elections?
One thing is that unless the government begin to address the issue of poverty, the issue of education, the issue of ethnicism, people are not punished when they spread hatred and they put their fellow people in danger. People are not punished when, for example, in the last election, when people went to the polling unit and destroyed the election materials and attacked people and hurt people. Nobody was arrested, nobody was jailed. So if there's no consequence for any action, then there's no deterrent for it. So government must ready to address those issues that if you commit the crime, you are going to pay the tax. Otherwise, there will be continual demolition of those partners in our society. Secondly, the people the INEC are using as ad hoc staff, they are not immune to politics. Some of them are part of the political sentiment in the country. And unless probably government need to migrate into technology IT, decide in such a way that people can vote real time, and as they are voting, their result is uploading directly to the server. Unless we get to that point, we are still going to find issues here and there because as long as we are going to deal with human being. And this is why they have religious affiliates, they have ethnic affiliates, they have political affiliates, they have some level of sentiment, and they are easy to compromise when they are hungry. For example, in some areas, it is a private cars of individuals, of CDAs, they are used to convey INEC materials to the world level, where they are going to collision after they close at deep night. So you can imagine those private cars, those people who will find themselves to carry them to the world. If they are politically motivated, they can influence the manipulation of their results along the line. So government need to address all of these logistic issues so that I think can have a semblance of free and fair election going forward.
All right, let's take it back to when the president actually promised that he intends to give us credible, free, and fair and transparent elections, and he also said that to Nigerians in diaspora. But from what we have seen so far, would you still say that what the president said? You can still hold him by his words and say yes, that is what we got. Looking at what happened on the 25th of February.
Unfortunately, Buhari has failed in that promise. That promise does not hold any water any longer. From what we are seeing, from what we are going to be seeing going forward, from what we are seeing in Lagos, in other parts of the country, that people are fueling ethnic hatred, are fueling instigating inflaming passions, and nothing is being done to arrest some of those lapses. What has government done, for example, for example, in insecurity breaches across the country, where we have seen private people intervening, interfering in the election? The government has not done it. It's in the power of the president to ensure that the security agency perform maximally. We are seeing EFCC, we are seeing DSS arresting people who want to buy vote. What have they done to those people? None of them have been arranged before, apart from the guys in Rivers. We have seen that happen in Lagos. The 23 million were recovered from somebody in Lagos before the election. What was done to that person? Nothing. We have not had anything about that one. So how can the president be keeping the fact that he wants to leave a legacy? Legacy of what? We have seen manipulation. What we have seen today, we have gone to INEC. We have seen contradiction between what they posted and what they recorded at the polling units. So what legacy the president is out that he want to leave? They already failing that. He just keep his peace and just go in peace and just accept that he has failed in all ramifications. That's my own position.
All right, let's take a look at Mr. and Mrs. before we go. And Mr. is speaking today, says, wow, with this elixir of youth, I have discovered the secret of longevity. He's actually holding a bottle. And Mrs. replies and says, what's the use of long life without prosperity? And Mr. says, when there is life, there is hope.
They always say, women like money. Money makes things happen. And so, even zeroing on the issue of the finance, it's true that, we're talking of life, but money, so all those things should be available. So the guy should wake up and up his skin.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Oludari Mayowa. He's the publisher of Global Financial Digest. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this morning.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me today, and have a lovely day.
Yeah. Also, remember that you can equally like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. You can go to our website, www.vanguardngl.com, to find out more on our top stories and everything that you need to find out more about the governorship and state assembly election. I am Precious Chukudi, and thank you for watching.